What's poppin', everybody? It's the Sabre Finding 4. Got a new deck profile to show you guys featuring cards from Pitch Black. We're going to be showing Hide and Sneak today, or as I like to call it, Hide and Snitch. So it seems like it's the usual copy-paste what Pokemon does. Every format now, every era, they gotta do like a sort of theme / archetype of cards that got low HP based on regular Pokemon. Do some wacky combo stuff. We had United Wings, we had Lost March, Night March, some other ones I don't remember. We get something every era. And for this era, it's this Hide and Sneak deck. We got low HP Pokemon. This Sinistcha with Benetti and Spiritomb as the game ender, you could say. And this is basically the deck. So what these guys do, all of the Pokemon with the Hide and Sneak ability, it prevent all effects of opponents' Pokemon attacks and abilities done to these Pokemon. So essentially they thought, okay, we're gonna make one of these weak-ass HP archetypes, but we gotta make them be protected from Dragapult and all the other bullshit Munkidori cards that give free damage counters for no apparent reason. So they made these cards and then they put this ability in and they thought, okay, it's gonna be based on this theme. So all of these guys, these four dudes, they're protected by effect. So with their low HP, when they're on the bench, they don't care about Dragapult. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, their HP is so low that they're still gonna be liabilities in almost any other situation. They're gonna die in one shot, and you're really susceptible to snipe from Starmie and shit. So we need Shaman, so I do double Shaman. It's not gonna save you a lot of times, but it's something. And what these cards do, the main thing that we're gonna take advantage of, is this guy, dhelmise. So this is a basic 140 HP Pokemon, not great, but it's better than the other guys. And if you have 4 or more Pokemon with Hide and Sneak in the discard pile, this card does 170 for 1. This is incredible damage, considering you just need to get 4 of these guys in the grave. And you hit as much as what Joltik would hit in the Night March days, when you were going to have like 10 of the Night March Pokemon in grave. So this is extremely good. By hitting for 170, we ensure 2-hit KOs and a lot of stuff. And that's good enough. Against anything else that's not an EX, this guy can kill in one shot. And then the only other dude that's going to take advantage of the number of Pokemon with Hide, Sneak, and discard pile is the Spiritomb. It's the game ender. If you have 13 or more Pokemon with Hide and Sneak, you can choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and quadruple the damage counters on them. So essentially, against an EX that has, I don't know, like 60 damage, 6 times 4, you're doing 240. So if it's an EX Pokemon that has 60 damage on, you can do 240 more, 300, they're dead. If they're stage 2s, 80 or more, they're dead. Anything else, I mean, it depends on what it is, but quadruple damage counters is a lot. You're going to do a lot of damage, and on 2 Pokemon. So, gotta have the Spiritomb, 1 or 2 copies as the game ending option. Now, as far as the Hide and Sneak Pokemon themselves, there is a little bit of synergy with what these guys do. The Sinistcha, if you have 6 or more Pokemon with Hide and Sneak, you can place 4 damage counters on all of your opponent's Pokemon. This is good spread, but the problem is it can be a bit slow. I would want to do this as early as possible with this card, but because it needs kind of a setup, a lot of the times it means you can't quite take advantage of it, and then by the time you can, it might not even be a good idea to use this dude, because you know, to get the most out of spread, it means you gotta keep spreading. If you just do this a couple of times, you don't really set up for KOs. If you just do this with 2 Sinistchas, 80 damage, I mean, on everything, there's a lot of basic Pokemon that are not gonna die. So I guess you would have to see how my matches go for you to understand what I'm talking about. But I wish they didn't make it you need 6 cards. I wish it was 4. like with this dude. Anyway, this one you just put 1 damage counter, but we don't care. It does have to retreat though. 30 HP is terrible, but at least it has to retreat. The worst one of them all is the Benetti line. 80 HP. It does 80 for 1. It's not so good. It'll let you grab a free card from your deck into your hand. So if you do, like if you open with the Shop It, and then you can get the evolution and get at least 1 attack off, it might be alright. But it's the worst attacker and the card in this deck. Even this guy's better because at least you get a lot of damage, and it can help set up some stuff. But these are all the hide and sneak Pokemon, so you gotta max them out. You gotta max out the whole Shop It and Sinister line if you're gonna have the best chance to get 13 of them, because it's not gonna be easy, even with all the discard outlets we have. And that's about it. This guy doesn't do anything. And these are the Pokemon. So we're gonna need a lot of discard outlets for this deck, and we do need to run a lot of Pokemon too, so I don't have too much space for trainer cards. Thankfully, they only need 1 energy to attack, so I can just put in 8 psychic energies and I'm good. So for the discard outlets, gotta have the 4 Ultra Ball, and gotta max out the Gwen, this ghost chick. Kind of reminds me of, well, there's a bunch of like anime characters like that, like the Shigure archetype from Kenichi. Shout out to one of my favorite animes ever, History's Strongest Cyber Kenichi. But basically the quiet chick, yeah, she's like that. I guess if you played the games, maybe you know more. But this is a very good generic supporter card that they made it to work here, but it's generic too. Discard up to 2 Pokemon that don't have a rule box, and then you draw 3 cards. So if you just do this, discard 1 to draw 3, that's not great. But if you discard 2 to draw 6, then it's amazing. So that is very good. We max this out, and then also max out the Iris for more additional discard draw. This card is solid too. The ace pick of choice is going to be the Unfair Stamp. So a good option for this deck, if you don't want to do the stamp, is the Painful Choice Blender. For old school Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why I call it Painful Choice. You put 5 cards from your deck to the grave, and basically you get to set up a bunch of the hide and sneak Pokemon immediately. So it would be a very good option, but I kind of like this because all of our Pokemon have low HP. If they're going to be dying every turn, it's very easy to get the Unfair Stamp off. It's good disruption. It also gives me draw power, so I really like it. But I wouldn't blame you if you want to do Blender. It might just be the second best option, or even the best option technically. I do want to mention though, why I'm running this and not the other one. It's, you know, getting 4 is not going to be difficult for Dhelmise, and this really is the main attacker. This is the card that we're going to favor most of the time. And maybe you would even opt to run a few cards to recover this dude, like the Night Stretcher. This is kind of like backup. A lot of times you might not even get it off. So it doesn't matter how many discredits you got. You might not even, this might not even be the best option. So that's why I'm thinking I want to have this, and this is just an option, but this is the main attacker. Like if we do things right, we can win with just this card. But anyway, that's the Unfair Stamp. And I mean, I got the Lily, I got the One Boss's Orders, typical stuff. I got 1 switch just in case, you never know, as opposed to having an extra energy. The gear to reveal the supporter cards, hopefully reveal this bitch in the early game. And then I got Max, Bite Bite Pofin for the Sinistcha, and maybe the Shop It, you never know. But a lot of times, you're not even going to really take advantage of this. You just want to get them in hand with Pokepad and then discard them with Ultra Ball. Or her. But I got it. I mean, might as well, right? Gotta get basic Pokemon. You can't even get the Shaman with this, but it is what it is. And this is really the deck. I mean, I covered everything. kind of what reverse order, but these are all the ways we got to get Pokemon. The Ultra Ball is going to give me any option while we discard the stuff we want to discard. And it's consistent, but sometimes you are going to get those really awkward hands that, you know, you get a bunch of discard outlets, but you don't got the shit you want to discard. You don't want to waste the outlets, or you get a bunch of these fuckers, you don't got the right discards, and then you just gotta lily them all back in the deck. That's annoying. But that's how it is with these gimmick ass decks. I thought, hey, let's build this. Next up, I don't know what I'm gonna do next up, but we'll see. I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of matches with this deck. So look forward to it. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What